Have you ever left your little girl with someone you weren't quite sure about? Today we will tell you an emotional story that touches the heart. A mother leaves her little girl with her grandfather and discovers a disturbing secret. Stay tuned until the end because what you will discover will leave you speechless. A mystery hidden in a secret room could change everything you think about family relationships. Camilla, a 30-year-old young mother, has always faced life's challenges with determination and courage. Raised in an orphanage, she always dreamed of building a solid and loving family. After the tragic death of her husband Federico, a young mechanic, Camilla found herself having to raise their daughter Sofia alone, doing her best to offer her love and security. One day, having to go to an urgent job interview, Camilla found herself forced to leave Sofia with her paternal grandfather, Antonio, a solitary and enigmatic man who lived in an isolated house outside the city. Despite her reservations, Camilla had no other options and decided to trust Antonio for a few hours. Grandfather's house was large and mysterious, with long dark corridors and dusty rooms. As soon as she entered, Sofia felt anxious, but she tried to appear courageous. Antonio, trying to sound friendly, told her, "Don't worry, baby. I have a special place to show you." What would you do in Camilla's place? Would you leave your daughter with someone you're not sure about? Write it in the comments, we want to know your opinion. Sofia followed her grandfather into a secret room, a small hidden workshop. The walls were covered in tools and unfinished projects, a place that looked more like an inventor's laboratory than a normal room. Antonio began to show Sofia his projects, explaining how they worked and letting her touch the tools carefully. "This is our little secret," he said with a smile. Sofia, a little intimidated, nodded. Are you enjoying history? Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss other exciting and moving stories like this. Meanwhile, Camilla was at the interview, but couldn't concentrate. The thought of her daughter with Antonio continually distracted her. Once the interview was over, despite the urgency of finding a job, he decided to go back to Sofia immediately. Arriving at her grandfather's house, she found her daughter waiting for her at the door, with an enigmatic expression. On the way home, Camilla tried to find out what had happened during the afternoon. Sofia, initially reluctant, finally confessed, "Grandpa showed me things that hurt me." Camilla, shocked, tried to remain calm and asked for further details. Sofia's response left her speechless, "I can't tell you more, it's a secret." Camilla, worried and confused, didn't know how to interpret her daughter's words. When she returned home, she couldn't get the thought out of her mind of what could have happened. She spent the night sleepless, tormented by doubts and worries. The next morning, he decided he couldn't ignore what he heard. He called the police and explained the situation, fearing the worst. The following day, with the support of the agents, he returned to Antonio, pretending that he had to leave Sofia with him again. This time, however, the little girl was wearing a hidden microphone. As soon as Antonio started talking about their secret, the police intervened. What they found amazed them. Instead of a disturbing scene, they discovered a bright, tidy laboratory. Antonio was teaching Sofia how to build a small robot, a project he and his son had started together before his death. Camilla, in tears, realized that she had misunderstood her father-in-law's intentions. Before continuing, like this video and subscribe to the channel by activating the bell to support us in creating new exciting content. Antonio explained that he had wanted to share his passion for mechanics with his niece, fearing that Camilla would not approve. The situation was resolved in a touching embrace, with Camilla apologizing for the misunderstanding and Antonio promising to be more transparent. This experience strengthened the bond between Camilla, Sofia and Antonio. The family began spending more time together, working on mechanical projects and making new memories. Antonio, now a more open man, found a new purpose and source of joy in his relationship with his niece. Months passed and Camilla began to see her father-in-law in a new light. Every week, they visited Antonio and spent quality time together. Sofia loved learning from her grandfather and their bond grew stronger. Antonio, for his part, found a new purpose in life, finally feeling part of a family that appreciated him. The weekly visits turned into a joyful routine, with Sofia enthusiastically running to her grandfather's workshop every time they arrived. There, Antonio taught her everything he knew about mechanics, sharing stories from the past and passing on the passion he had shared with his son Federico. Each completed project was a tribute to Federico's memory, and this bond further strengthened the relationship between grandfather and grandson. Camilla, observing these moments, found comfort and hope. Seeing her daughter so happy and engaged gave her the strength to continue fighting for a better future. Antonio became not only a father figure to Sofia, but also a support system for Camilla, who began to see him as an ally and a friend. One day, during one of these visits, Antonio made a proposal that would change their lives. He had completed the assistant robot he and Federico had been working on and thought the time had come to present it to the world. "This robot can make a difference in the lives of many people," Antonio said. "I would like this to be a family project. Camilla, you have the talent to handle the organizational aspects and Sofia is so good with technology. We can do it together." Camilla, touched by the proposal, accepted enthusiastically. They began working as a real team, preparing a presentation for several companies interested in the innovative technology. On the day of the presentation, Camilla and Sofia were nervous but excited. When Antonio showed the robot in action, the public response was extraordinary. They received collaboration proposals from various companies and realized that their project had enormous potential. The robot's success brought not only financial stability, but also a new lease on life for the family. They decided to use part of the proceeds to create a foundation in memory of Federico, dedicated to supporting young talents in the field of mechanics and robotics. The foundation became a symbol of their love and dedication, offering opportunities to many young people who, like Antonio and Federico, had a passion for innovation. Antonio's house, once silent and solitary, transformed into a center of activity and creativity. Friends, collaborators and young talents came and went, filling the rooms with laughter, ideas and hopes for the future. Sofia, growing up, became a brilliant and passionate young woman, inspired by her grandfather's teachings and the memory of her father. Camilla, looking back, realized how much their lives had changed. They had transformed pain into strength, isolation into community and memory into concrete action. Their story became an example of resilience, love and hope, touching the hearts of everyone who knew it. If this story touched you, we invite you to watch the next suggested video on the final screen. Thanks for being with us and see you next time.